The laughter before dawn. They were laughing before the meeting even began. The high crystalline hall of the Galactic Council echoed with the smug hum of species who believed themselves ancient, untouchable, superior. Above them, suspended in a shimmering energy field, hovered a rotating hologram of Earth, blue, small, fragile. Fragile, they thought. Pathetic, they whispered. A joke, they said. I stood among them as Earth's envoy, young, quiet, barely acknowledged. Humans were allowed in the council only because tradition required representation of every spacefaring civilization, however insignificant. Look at them, chuckled Ambassador Raylus of the Othar Dominion, his mandibles clacking in amusement. Barely a century in the stars and they already think they deserve a seat. The hall roared with laughter. Another ambassador, a crystalline being from the Seraphel choir, raised a hand. Perhaps we should give Earth a demonstration, a reminder of its place. A ripple of dark amusement swept the chamber. Vote, someone shouted. Humbling exercise. Let their fleets know the meaning of fear. And then, as if to punctuate the humiliation, the central display zoomed out and revealed humanity's fleet. 38 vessels in total, spread across defensive positions around Earth and Luna. Compared to the armadas in this chamber, thousands of warships, dreadnoughts the size of moons, our presence looked like scattered pebbles at the edge of an ocean. More laughter, a chorus of derision, a carnival of arrogance. Only one figure remained silent, an ancient strategist from the Karun dynasty. His skin flickered like fading embers, his eyes watching the council with a discomfort that stood out among the mockery. You should not provoke them, he warned softly. Humans, Raylus exclaimed. Provoke what, old one? Their anger? Their desperation? Let them come. Let them. The lights flickered. A low hum crawled through the hall. Everyone froze. The hologram of humanity's fleet glitched once, twice, then went blank. A technician rushed to the console. It's not a malfunction, counselors. Their fleets, they're gone. The hall fell into complete, impossible silence. Gone? Impossible. They couldn't cloak that many ships. The technician's voice cracked. They didn't cloak. They vanished. No warp signatures, no debris, no distress calls. It was as if they were erased from space-time entirely. My heart slammed against my ribs. I didn't know what happened. No one on Earth could have pulled off something like this. The strategist stepped forward, whispering the words none of us were ready for. This is not human technology. A chill swept through me. What do you mean? I asked, barely breathing. He looked at Earth's hologram with an ancient dread. Something took them, or something invited them. And just as he said it, the display flickered back to life. New shapes appeared around Earth. Dark, silent. Wrong. Not the ships that vanished. Not ships from any known civilization. A message pulsed across the council's screen. By dawn, only the ones who laughed will tremble. The return of the vanished. The council chamber was no longer filled with laughter. Only the mechanical hiss of malfunctioning lights and the uneasy shuffling of terrified diplomats remained. The new ships, if they were ships at all, hung around Earth like obsidian monoliths, smooth, dark, and silent. They emitted no energy signature, no drive field, not even a reflection. It was as if light itself bent away from them in fear. They're empty voids, whispered a Seraphel choir elder, his crystalline plates trembling. Not voids, the Karun strategist corrected. Predators. I could not look away. Humanity's fleet had disappeared only minutes before. Now something else had taken their position. Something colder, older, impossibly alien. A terrified technician spoke up, hands shaking over the console. We're receiving a transmission. Origin, the void ships. The council instinctively recoiled as the lights dimmed and a single phrase appeared across the central display. Silence your laughter. No voice accompanied the words. No signal format matched anything the council had ever catalogued. The message simply was. Raylus, who had mocked Earth moments ago, stepped forward with an unsteady shake. This must be a human illusion. A trick, their fleet. The strategist cut him off. No human technology can erase warships from spacetime. No human signal can hijack council systems. He glanced at me. Unless something offered them power. My throat tightened. What kind of something? His ancient eyes flickered. the kind that sleeps between galaxies, the kind civilizations fear by instinct alone. Before I could respond, the hologram shifted again. The dark monoliths began to move, not with engines or thrusters, but like drifting shadows sliding through water, rearranging themselves into a perfect formation around Earth. Then, a ripple passed through space. A shockwave felt not through bodies but through minds. The message changed. They are no longer yours to judge. They are no longer what you mocked. They are returning. Dozens of council members gasped as their personal devices lit up with emergency alerts. Something is emerging behind the void ships. Another fleet, no, many fleets. Impossible. Those signatures.
They're human.
My heart stopped. Humanity's lost warships reappeared, but twisted, reshaped, alive with the same impossible darkness as the monoliths. The fleets that vanished had returned, and they were no longer ours. The dawn they never expected. The council chambers were silent by the time the artificial dawn lights began to rise. Not a single delegate dared breathe as the holographic screens flickered to life, one by one, showing the positions of every known power in the galaxy. And in the center of each map, the same impossible sight. Humanity's fleets had returned. Not scattered. Not defeated. Not drifting wreckage. They were everywhere, forming perfect geometric formations across the void, hovering quietly above homeworlds they had never visited, sitting just beyond the borders of empires that once mocked them, like a net of blades spanning the galaxy, as if they had jumped out of existence, only to reappear in a single heartbeat. Impossible, whispered Counselor Varen, his voice cracking. Faster than light travel has limits. They couldn't have crossed that distance in... A deep hum vibrated the room. Someone screamed. The lights flickered. A single human appeared in the center of the chamber, projected by a technology no one recognized. A man in a simple dark uniform, hands clasped behind his back, calm, composed, and terrifying in his stillness. "Good morning," he said. Half the council collapsed back into their seats. "You mocked Earth yesterday," the hologram continued. "You called us primitives. You called us reckless. You laughed at our absence." He glanced at the screens around him. We were not absent. The maps zoomed out. The neat formations of human ships shifted, then aligned into a single pattern. A sigil, an unmistakable warning. We were upgrading. Murmurs turned to panic. Some shouted for guards. Others tried to flee. The doors didn't open. "You may wonder," the human said quietly, "why our fleets vanished." He paused, letting fear fill the room. "We stepped outside your dimension for a few hours, just long enough to finish construction." His gaze hardened, "and just long enough for you to show your true intentions." Counselor Varen trembled. "What do you want from us?" The hologram smiled. "Nothing. Humanity will not attack you." Relief rippled too soon. "But we will no longer ask for permission to exist." Behind him, the fleet formations shifted again. Every single human vessel powered its weapons at once, silently, perfectly synchronized. "From this dawn forward," the human said, voice like steel, "humanity is no longer part of your council. You will adapt to our presence, or vanish as quickly as we did." The projection faded, and as the last traces of the hologram dissolved, every delegate in the chamber knew one thing with perfect clarity. No one would ever laugh at Earth again.